I thought our kids did a tremendous job getting off to a good start for us. Second home game in a row where we've gotten off to a good start. We played with a lot of energy, more so than what we had. I felt like at Xavier, I felt like our kids were ready to play. We weren't flat. I felt like number one got off a little bit. We just kind of let her go, but defensively, we weren't giving up some things that we have been giving up, and so I was happy about that.
What was the biggest difference you saw in Emily's play tonight? Obviously, 14 points was a pretty lopsided number from what we had seen from her a little bit earlier on, but what kind of was different from her tonight, you think?
I just feel like Emily has got a lot of firepower. Like, she's a little microwave, and I regret not playing her at Xavier. I felt like there were probably a couple times where I should have played her, and I didn't. It's just the flow of the game. You kind of get caught up in some things and just missed those opportunities where I felt like she could have helped us. She's been practicing well. We have some really good guards. She's young. Sometimes physically, it's tough for her, but she has a knack for being able to put the ball in the hole, and she has a knack for being able to find people. She's a talent. As she gets physically stronger, she's going to really help us, and she gets accustomed to the speed of the game. And so, she's a good player.
Again, you got a lot of players on the floor tonight. I'm sure that was probably the hope for you guys, that you could get a lot of people involved tonight. But, got good contributions from – you brought Angelina off the bench, and she kind of brought a lot of energy for you guys. And then Hennessy had a good scoring game, obviously, in the second half. So was there kind of a message further down your bench potentially, really, that everybody's going to get involved tonight? I
think everybody knew that was our game plan. We were going to try to throw as many people out there as early and often. We just kind of wanted to. We knew we were bigger, stronger, faster than that team. They gave it their all. But we just had more firepower than them, so we needed to use our bench, and our bench did a tremendous job. My biggest thing for this game, obviously, I wanted to win. I wanted to handle business. We did, but I wanted to practice tomorrow. This team needs practice, and if those kids are logging lots of minutes, I can't practice them tomorrow. And I was very, very pleased that those kids. I mean, really, the most anybody played, I think, was Ilse at 16. Amber's 13. I think Maya had 10. So we can practice tomorrow. Get ready for Austin Peay. So I'm sure they're excited about that. So
your season average is probably going to jump to around 24 turnovers forced per game after tonight. I know today was a little bit of a crazy outlier with the 30 that you guys forced, but that's been successful for you guys the first couple games as well. What has been different for this team maybe as opposed to last year's team on that end of the floor, just causing that much chaos?
I think we have more athletes. I think we're higher energy than what we were last year. What I'm pleased about is that's not even our defensive game. And so we tell our kids the ball will find you when you're where you're supposed to be and doing the things you're supposed to do. So really, we're very, in the backcourt, we can be high risk. In the front court, when the ball gets to the backcourt, to get in all twisted. When we get in the half court, we're very conservative, and we're trying not to be too much, be overly aggressive. The ball will find you. It's just what I've done for the last, 10 years in coaching, and it's been very effective. And our kids are buying into it, and they're understanding. When we played Xavier, we were just too silly. And it's just part of being young and starting to understand our system and trying to do too much. Everybody trying to make the home run play. And it backfired against us, against Xavier, and they made big plays down the stretch. And I think we're learning.
Coach, in that Xavier game, obviously the Musketeers started out strong. What type of adjustments did you want to make to land a first few punches on the Dragons?
I think, first of all, that was a horribly coached game. I did an absolutely god-awful job as far as not only preparing them, but in the moment, as far as helping them. And so when we see some of the things that we saw from Xavier, we'll be better the next time. We went over some of the things. It's part of being a young team. It's part of it's part of them not knowing everything they need to know going into games. And so, also too, like, I want to sub more. I should be subbing more, but in that game in particular, what hurt us probably more than anything, we got in foul trouble fast. And so then kids were logging more minutes than they needed to log in that first half, and it just kind of it wore on us. We got sloppy here, we got sloppy on the court, and so I need to sub more.
Coach, your freshmen right now are really carving out big roles, especially DeFreeze and Bratton. How good is that to see just their confidence continue to grow?
And Tamar. I think they're very talented. They're going to be big pieces to our future. When I say future, I'm speaking of this year's future, and so you're trying to juggle, as a staff, you're trying to juggle their development. At the same time, you're trying to win now. And that's a very difficult thing, but you have to find a way. And I feel like we're doing our best. Like I said, they're all unique talents in their own way, but in the grand scheme of everything, they're still babies, like with what we're doing. So there's a lot of teaching, and they're learning as they go, they're grasping as they go, and they're very coachable. So I'm very happy.